Hey, folks. This is just a quick update on the drums and drumming class that begins this coming Monday. But before I get into that, here's 8 seconds of dry scraping the hair off of a hide, sped up to 3,000%. I don't know why, but I just like that. Anyway, just finalized the list of speakers who will be joining me at this class starting on Monday. Just wanted to let you all know who that will be. I'll be doing a lot of the instructing, but I'll also be joined by my really good friend Dalton, who owns Wave Burner Studio and has been a drummer since he was a kid and has been a co-facilitator of drum circles with me for years and years and years. And so he'll be talking about his journey learning to play the drums and his thoughts on drum circles. Also, he's an incredible audio engineer. So it'd be good to hear his thoughts. We also will be joined by John Farrell, drummer, drum maker, leads drum workshops, and is actually the guy that made the huge, big Tracker School drum that we've used for years. Fascinating guy to speak with. I'm really looking forward to hearing his thoughts about the process of making drums and the kind of energy that it takes to really get success there. Randy Walker, of course, will be joining us, and he'll be presenting some exercises on both the physical and spiritual aspects of drumming. And he's got a really unique viewpoint, having drummed at so many ceremonies for Tom over the year at Tracker School. A lot of wisdom there, so it'll be good to hear his voice. Jorge Brana will be speaking a few times this coming week, partly about just his journey as a drummer and someone who's not a novice, not a professional, but certainly appreciatively competent playing a drum, and how rhythm has become part of his life. And he's got some good stories to share, especially uh, he'll be talking about being the recipient of a drum healing that was pretty intense, and the drummer was Tom. That's a good one, so it'll be good to hear from him. Matt Corradino, of course, will be back with us talking about the drum making that he had done using only stone tools, which is pretty impressive. I remember seeing him work on that out at camp. And also in 2006, there had been a ceremony class that Tom had ran that Matt was at. And he'll be running through a drum ceremony that Tom had taught there to get that out. So it's going to be a pretty good long week. Really happy to have those folks willing to share their experience and knowledge with us next week. It's going to be a good one. If you are taking the class, a few things to have with you in preparation for the class. One is go out to the woods, gather a couple sticks. Not a big deal. About as big as your index finger, and the length should be from pinky to pinky, about like that. You'll be using those throughout the week, um, beginning Monday. So have those with you. Also, have a notebook or your journal. You can use your computer, but it's probably more effective to actually write. Each night we'll have an exercise towards the beginning of class that you're going to need to jot down your impressions of. And it's not something that we're going to talk about until the very last class on Friday. So before that, you just need a place to accurately record your impressions and thoughts from that exercise. It'll only be like 5 minutes, but it will be important. The last thing that'll probably be helpful is some type of metronome. You can get old school metronomes with the wood that tick tocks back and forth, or a digital metronome, or just get a free app for your mobile phone. I'll put some suggestions for metronomes to get in the comments below. There'll be a couple digital metronomes and a couple choices for a metronome app. I do like the Pro Metronome. It's pretty good. Both of these have paid versions, the Pro Metronome and the Metronome by Soundbrenner. Uh, but the paid versions are subscription based, which is kind of ridiculous. I don't think anybody needs a subscription based metronome. Whatever. So there it is. Hopefully, if you've got any interest in drums or drumming or some of the drum beats that came down from the lineage, you can join us next week. See you there.